Hi Underdogs, it's Stacy from Underdog Wellness, and today I'm doing another Yoga Lattes or Core Sculpt video using a band. We used this I think in the last video that I did, and I'm going to be bringing out some more where we just use props in general. So it might be the bands, it might be a small squishy ball, it might be a combination of both. And I'm going to try and be more regular and get these out to you. But for today, all you need is a mat and a band. You could even sort of use a yoga strap or a belt or a towel. It won't be stretchy, so you wouldn't be able to use it for every exercise, but there's a few that we're just looking for tension and you could use those items. Or you could just do everything without it and just sort of mimic the movement. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna sit in the center of our mat. We don't need our prop just yet, so we'll set it to the side. And we're just gonna take a moment to settle. So sit in whatever is your favorite comfortable seated position, doesn't matter. Let your hands rest. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and we'll take a moment or two just to tune in. It's always good to tune in as we get started and notice just what's going on with the body. Sometimes we don't even think about it. We just go, go, go until we sit down, and then we might realize, oh, I'm feeling pain or tension here, or I have been not breathing deeply all day, or whatever it is. So we want to take that moment to notice how the body is feeling and looking for areas of aches, pains, tension, or tightness. And then also check in with our breath and notice how we're breathing. Notice if we're breathing, which of course we are, but you know what I'm saying, I hope. We breathe to get by, and then there's that taking those nice, full, nourishing, deep breaths. And not just breathing up in our chest and practically hyperventilating. So hopefully we've taken a quick body scan. We just kind of noticed and taken stock of how everything is feeling. And then as we're ready, let's take our fingertips to the mat in front of us and we're just gonna walk ourselves forward. So feel that your spine is staying lengthened. Reach yourself forward. Maybe you keep your arms out stretched nice and long. Think of like child's pose. And then your head could come down between those shoulders. Maybe it hangs. Maybe the forehead rests on the floor. Take a nice big breath and feel your breath move into your upper back. I'm keeping my head lifted because I'm talking to you, but really just let your head go. Feel yourself melt into the ground on your exhale. Maybe even your forearms and elbows touch the ground. You can always do that. From here, for just a little extra feedback, let's rock gently side to side and notice the hips and the low back and if the two sides feel even and how that feels for you. And then we'll bring the head up and we'll use those hands to walk ourselves back. Good. So from here, with our hands on our knees, we're going to imagine that there's a bar right in front of us. It's a stable, steady bar. And we are going to dive under that bar and come up. So we're gonna dive, imagine you're diving underneath that bar. Now the bar has been taken away. We're just gonna come all the way up, hold onto those knees and pull back, stretch through the upper back. Let's do that again. We'll rock forward and lift up and then pull, get that stretch, really scoop the belly out here. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift and pull back, and again, lift and pull back. Now let's add on here. We're gonna come forward, send the arms out, and then when you pull back, you're gonna float your feet off the ground. So we'll do it again. We'll reach and lift and float the feet. Let me turn sideways. I'm losing my pants here a little bit. Okay. So we come forward, we reach, and then we pull back and we just float those feet off the ground. That's it, just a nice little float. And we come forward, reach, and pull back. 2 more times, forward, reach, little fists here to help float those legs up. And last one, pull back and float. Very nice. And then from there, we'll just set the feet on the ground. Let your feet and your knees touch together. and we're gonna reach for our band. And what we're gonna do is we fold it in half, okay? And then once it's in half, you're gonna just reach straight out from your shoulders here. Once they're out, we roll the shoulders back, so plug them in place, and then try to pull your band apart. So you're pulling it, their hands away from each other. Half rollbacks, we're gonna scoop halfway back, come right back up, and halfway back, and right back up. So we don't change those arms, they stay exactly how they are. And it's like you're in a rocking chair, that same motion, just hinging from the hip joint, and right back up, and rock. One more time, rock and hold. From here we pulse, so we're gonna pull the band, pull, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. And then let your arms come down as well. So we'll set the band to the side. We'll bring our feet closer to our bottom. Let your pelvis lift and lower. And do that a couple of times. We want to shake it around. You can twist it, move it around. Just checking in with our low back and our hips and making sure things are feeling good. And then take a nice exhale here. We'll grab our band again, walk your feet and knees so that they touch just like before. Hold on to that band, shoulders roll back, and we're gonna come up and down, 2, and down, little crunch, 3, and down, 4, and down, 5, and down, 6, and down, 7, last one, hold, and again, pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. So going into footwork, we're gonna open the band up, you're gonna find the center. Lift your legs and put your feet, the balls of the feet together so your big toe mounds touch and your toes are fully in there. I like it where a little bit of the band kind of comes over the tops of the toe and the ball of the foot is pretty much secured into the band. Then I like to turn my hands so that the tail, see that tail out of the band, that comes from the pointer finger and the thumb side. Okay, so that the main part of the band is coming out the pinky side. So you're going to do that on each hand, and that will allow for your upper arms to rest nicely on the floor. Your head rests on the floor. The back of the neck, of course, has that arch, so it's a little bit lifted, and we've got our spine on the mat as well. So feet are together. We send them out together. Our toes might come apart, but our heels touch, and we'll pull it right back in. So press it out. Keep the belly scooped. Right back in. Press it out, right back in. Press it out, and right back in, and out, right back in, out, right back in. 2 more, out, and in. Last one, out, and in. We move that down to the arches. So now the band is around the entire center of the foot. Your toes aren't in the band and your heels, the very end of the heels, are not in the band. Same thing, press it out, pull it in. So now your feet stay parallel. They are pretty much together, they don't separate. Knees can stay together here. They might open a little bit as they come into your chest, but we're not trying to force them to do anything. Bring in, press it out. Really feel the feet press into the band. And last one, come right back in. Okay. Heels are the last one, so we're gonna move the band so that it comes through the center, the edge of the band comes through the center of the arch, and it kind of wraps around and is a hammock to your heels. Same position with the arms, so the tail comes out, pointer finger and thumb side. Press those legs out and right back in. So nice flex in the feet here. Dig in with those heels, feel the band stretch. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come right back in. Good. For the 100, let's fold the band in half. And we're going to swing it around behind our legs, bottom, whatever. So several ways we could do this. We could have our feet on the mat, knees bent, and have our hands underneath. We could bring our legs to tabletop. We could have straight legs to the sky, or we could have a high diagonal, okay? So the leg choices are your choices. Upper body is going to be the same regardless of what your choice is. So what that looks like is chin tucks into the chest, rib cage gets closer to hip bone. We're here, and we pump the arms. Doesn't matter what the legs look like, you're going to pump the arms. So here we go. Lift up as high as you can. Let's pump those arms for the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. And in. And in. And in. In. And hug it all in. We can pull that band out from our legs so that it's free. We move on to the roll up. We're going to send our legs long on the mat to glue your feet together. Flex the feet so your toes come back towards your face, your chest, the rest of your body. Fingertips nice and long here if you can, but if you need to grip, that's okay. Let your shoulders plug in. So let's reach our shoulders away from the mat and let the shoulders then again plug in. You'll see the hands widen just a little bit there. Lift the shoulders up and plug them back in. Now keep this position, this plugged in position. We're going to bring ourselves up, just the shoulders, gazing at the band, always looking at the band. So as we lower the head, arms come up, we're still looking at the band. So that's where your sight line is, coming up and right back down and up. So feeling the belly stay pulled in nice and tight, especially as we come up. Last one, and right there. Come back. Adding on for the roll up. So we'll now bend our knees. Feet are pretty far away from our bottom. They're not real close. Let's peel ourselves up and then straighten the legs out. Pull the belly back and arms are parallel to the floor. And then scoop the belly and we roll down, 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 down. Let's do that again. We'll bend the knees, sorry. Peel ourselves up, trying to keep those feet on the ground. Stretch and flex those feet. And we roll down, 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 down. Again, feet on the mat. Peeling ourselves up, coming forward, scooping the belly, controlling down, 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 down. And again, coming up. Reaching, pulling back and rolling, scooping that belly down, 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 down. Nice job. Oh, we start to lose my pants there. You might too, so we'll adjust. We've got 5 more, and this is our last of our add-ons, but you can stay at any level you like. So we have nice flexed feet here, peeling ourselves up, pulling the belly back, rolling forward, and then the same coming down that we have just been practicing. So again, we're up, pulling the belly back, leaning forward, and rolling down. Trying to keep those shoulders attached into the back as best we can. Peeling up and rolling down, 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 2 more. We come up, coming forward and rolling down, 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 down. Last one, peeling up and rolling down, 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 down. And then you can stretch as much as you want here. All right, I have started to lose my bottoms. That exercise always does that for you. That's why unitards are really nice sometimes. Okay, so if we're rolling like a ball, the way we're gonna use the band, it's very subtle. So you have either option. You can wad yours up in a ball. I'm a folder, whatever works for you. And I like to fold it into what I call the pocket square. So it's super tiny, but again, you could have it into a ball as well. And for rolling like a ball, we come to the very front of our mat, and this, no matter what shape it's in, is gonna go between our heels, like so. See that right there? And we're coming right up here. So knees are open, show you from the front. I'm about shoulder distance apart. My hands go to my ankles. My elbows are wide, and I'm really trying to scoop my belly out. So I'm trying to find that scoop. So I have a nice, fairly rounded spine here. The head is down. We're looking at our pelvis. And we're gonna try and keep the same distance that I have from my heels to my bottom, whether I'm back or up. And you're gonna do the same thing. So we're not gonna throw our legs around. We're gonna try and keep this same distance throughout. So we rock back and up, back and up. The head and neck don't touch the ground. They get close, but we stop when we're right at the base of our shoulder blades. And last one, let's come up and hold, 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 hold. Good. I'm gonna scooch back just a second so I don't lose my feet in this shot. We'll take our band, we'll set it to the side. Left leg goes across the room, so nice and long there, but pretty high. Left hand to the right knee, right hand to your ankle, elbows are wide. So you pull the leg and it stays nice and in alignment with the hip socket. Let's roll back, and we're gonna stay here. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. We're gonna come up right here. So shoulders are off the mat. If this bothers your neck, you can always practice it here, but you want this leg to be pretty high. We don't want it to be pulling. Otherwise, stay up if you can, and we just switch legs. So they stay high, that one that's up. It can be 45 degrees or higher. We just don't want to go too low. And this isn't a twist. You're just hugging that knee right into your chest. Opposite hand, opposite knee. And last set. Hug it in and lower down. Rotate ankles, wiggle toes. If you find that your toes cramp in these, just try to stick with it. They do start to loosen up, but we sometimes have a tendency, if we're new to Pilates, to tense up our feet. All right, so for the double leg, we'll open up that band, place the feet back into it. Just as before, we've got the tail hanging out the thumb side. Head can stay on the mat if you'd like, otherwise lift it up. And we'll send everything out. Let's try to stay off those shoulders and bring it right back in. Press it out, right back in. Press it out, right back in. Very similar to the footwork we did, only we had the head and shoulders lifted here. Press it out and out. 2 more. And last one. Hug it in. Rock your head side to side if you need to. And we can let that band drop. Just let it fall wherever it is. Going into the single straight leg. So we'll bring the legs to the sky. Head and shoulders lift. One leg comes towards you, one leg a little bit out. It's not a drop to the floor. Keep it pretty high. And we pull it twice. So it's pull, pull, switch. Pull, 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 pull. Pull, pull. You can hold behind the knee also. You don't have to go high if that doesn't work for you. Pull, pull. Last set. And hug it in. Again, gently rock that head side to side. Going into the double leg, we'll put the band back on the feet just as we have been. Same arm position. upper arms on the ground. Head and shoulders lift if you're comfortable with that. So the legs will go to the ceiling. We'll send them out, two, and hold, and then bring them up on one without lifting your bottom. So you shouldn't have a lift to your bottom. It stays pretty steady right there. So it's out, two, hold, right back up, heavy bottom, out, two, hold, and up, out, two, hold, and up, out, two, hold, and up. Last one, out, two, hold, bring it up, and come on down. We'll take a moment. So rock your head, rock your body, wiggle around if you need to, take some breaths. We reverse that now. So head and shoulders up, legs to the sky, out and hold right here. Now scoop the belly to lift, lift, lift. Bring it out and hold. Scoop the belly, lift, lift, lift. Out and hold. Lift, lift, lift. Out and hold. Lift, lift, lift. Out and hold. Last one, lift, lift, lift. And hug it in. We are going to let the band drop again. For the crisscross, let's stack our hands one on top of each other. So fingertip to wrist, and that goes at the base of our skull. Elbows are going to stay nice and wide, and I like to wiggle around here to get myself some room through my shoulders. Legs will come to tabletop. You could also bring your feet to the mat. Okay, both are correct. Whatever you do, you hug those knees together, and we come up in the center, right, center, left. Elbows wide, up, right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up, left. Now we're going to add a leg, so we go right, up in the center, left, up in the center, right, up in the center, left, up in the center. Elbows stay wide, don't let them wrap around your head, keep them away from your ears. And let's take it right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and hug it all in. Rotate ankles, wiggle toes. Very nice. All right, coming on up. For the spine, stretch forward. Fixing my pants again. For the spine, stretch forward. So if I show you on the mat, your legs are nice and long, and we want to sit up as tall as we can through here. So for some of us that kind of tend to sit back here, really try to be aware, notice if that's your habit, and if you try to round through here. What we want is to imagine we're sitting against the wall and we're able to sit really tall. And if that means to keep your pelvis where it needs to be, that you pop your knees so you're able to sit up and out of those hips, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we'll have straight legs. And we'll send the hands out from the band, okay? So it's about shoulder distance. We don't want them too narrow. Arms are parallel to the floor. I inhale tall, imagining my back is against a wall. And then I exhale my chin to my chest, nose to navel, crown of the head to the mat. So I've peeled off of the wall. And then inhale, stacking up taller, taller, taller. So the arms don't change. Chin to chest, nose to navel, crown of the head, and stack up tall, tall, tall. Chin to chest, nose to navel, crown of the head, and stack up tall, tall, tall. Two more. Chin to chest, nose to navel, crown of the head, and tall, tall, tall. Last one. Chin to chest, nose to navel, crown of the head, and tall, tall. Hold. And release those arms down. Open leg rocker. We are not going to use the band for this because it's challenging enough. So for open leg rocker, I'm going to face you. But you don't have to turn to face me. You can stay on the mat because eventually we're gonna rock and roll. So I just wanna get our legs in the correct position. So first things first, let's do some add-ons here. So we've got our knee in line with our hip socket. We'll place our hands underneath and we'll lean back so that we're just able to bring a leg up and lower and bring a leg up and lower and just that lifting position, okay? So we're lift and lift and lift. So being able to find balance on your pelvis without rocking around. And let's see if we can get them both up, shins parallel to the ground, pressing the legs into the hands, lifting the heart, shoulders back. And then we'll bring that down. Now let's see if we can straighten the leg and straighten the leg. And if you can't totally straighten, that's fine. We just want to know what we're starting with here. Okay, so our next step is to place our hands on our ankles, and our knees are apart here. There's some space. What we try to do is come up and hold that ankle. However, if you find that your knee is still bent, you're going to keep your hand under here, okay? Because what will happen is you start to fall back if your knee is bent, rather than being able to stay up nice and tall here with a nice straight leg. That lowers, we lift to the other side. So everything is correct here, whether you're holding underneath your knee or whether you're holding higher. We just want to be as tall through the upper body as we can. So now let's see if we can get them both up and just holding. And bring it down. Okay, let's add the rocking to that. So just scooching a little forward. We want to have lots of mat space behind us and just make sure you're padded. Okay, so if you have a hardwood floor, I've got nice carpet, you might want a little extra padding. So here we go. We're going to come into that first position. The knees are shoulder distance apart, scooping the belly very much like rolling like a ball. We rock back and up, not throwing our legs away. The legs pretty much stay exactly the same. We're just rocking back and forth. Ta-da! Okay, so our next step is trying that with straight legs here. So we rock back and up. Notice what happened. Really press the legs into the hands. Keep your heart nice and lifted. And hold. That might be it for you. We can try to hold the ankles, but again, make sure your legs are straight and make sure your legs are not too far apart. They are only about shoulder distance apart, those ankles. Here we go. Rock back. Press your legs into your hands, and I rock back a little too far on that one. Press your legs into your hands. And if you have already showered for the day and you've put lotions on, oh, sometimes it's like a greased pole. You go sliding down, but just do the best that you can. All right, for the saw, let me face you, a little bit easier to see if we do it this way. You are sitting against that imaginary wall again, or maybe you're sitting against a real wall, but your arms get in the way. So let's just imagine. Flex your feet, sit up nice and tall again through that pelvis. If that means popping your knees, popping your knees. And I'll do it that way this time. I'll keep my knees popped. Arms are gonna come out from our shoulders. Look straight ahead and just make sure you can see your hands in your peripheral vision. So it's a little more narrow than you think. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, rotate, swoop the arm back, reach, 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 fingers in opposite directions. Inhale, nice and tall. Twist and swoop the arm, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, nice and tall. So that reach, reach, reach is just going a little further and a little further. It's not a bouncing. Sometimes you see people bounce. It's not a bounce. Reach, reach. It's just a deeper, deeper stretch. So it's reach, reach, reach. Coming up and reach, reach, reach. Coming up. And reach, reach, reach. Coming up. And last one, reach, reach, reach. Up and hold. And come on down. Very nice.